He has no skill. He's an academic. He has no game. He wins. Only math. No.
Welcome, pilots, to another Hangar Showdown. I mean Math and Mechs with ChefVlahos. Winning through the power of math. Today, episode 2, mods. Now, mechs get hit points from 3 sources. We have the base hit points off the stat sheet, based, of course, on the mech's rank and level. And this is modified by the pilot's hit point bonus, which can vary from just over 1% to a whopping 40% hit points. And that's 40% of the mech's hit points. And as the pilot gets ranked and leveled up, the bonus increases. And then mods. Mods can provide a ridiculous amount of extra hit points in various forms. And mods, hey, that's the name of the episode. Now, for healing and reanimation effect, they're kind of fringe cases, so I'm just going to skip them for today. Every mod has a legendary and an epic version. The legendaries are typically at least 3 times better than the epic, and use elite mod parts for level 1 and 4 to 6, and these are annoying to source. The best place for me is 5 wins in Hangar Showdown in League 1. You need 2,500 points to get the second 50 elite mod part reward. And I bought a few packs when they went on sale. Right now I'm good with getting 100 parts per day from Hangar Showdown. The basic mod parts are used for the epic mods, and you can source them all over the place. Legendary are neat because you unlock the legendary mod using the elite mod parts, and then to level it up to 2 and 3 takes the basic mod parts, and then it goes back to the epic. So it's not too bad. Level 3 legendary are significantly better than level 6 epic, so keep that in mind when you're making your decision on what to get. Pro tip, don't get the epic. Unless it's early on and you have basic parts burning a hole in your pocket. There are 4 different slots for mods. And I will go over the slots in a bit of detail because this is relevant. There isn't just a single best setup for mods, as you're going to find out. Blockade is a front-facing huge shield. Single layer shield, huge hit points, only works for frontal attacks. The blockade multi-layer is less huge, but it has a bunch of layers. And the way the layers and the single shield versions work, they have a certain number of hit points per layer, and the opponent has to exceed that damage, that amount, to get rid of the shield. Excess damage does not carry over, so if your shield has been beaten down to 1 hit point and you get hit with a Death Star beam, it just pops the shield. None of that excess damage happens. Which is why multi-layer shields are kind of good, kind of really good. Perimeter, the single ring version, is a single shield that goes all the way around the mech, front, side, and back. And the perimeter multi-layer is the most common of the slot A mods. We're going to be talking about this one. Now, that's it for the type A's. The slot B, Canopy, is a single overhead shield. The epic version has a lot fewer hit points than the legendary. Slot C, Hardened Hull. This is just straight up bonus hit points. And this is the only mod that calculates its bonus off of the mech's hit points, not the mech and pilot hit points. Slot A, B, and D use the mech and pilot. Slot C only uses the mech's hit points. And slot D, Galvanic Hull. Galvanic Hull is an extra hit point pool that only absorbs extra damage. And by extra damage, we're talking about weapon that do double damage, also known as crits, or the 50% side, 100% rear damage bonus. The bonus amount goes to the galvanic hull. The weapon's base amount goes to the normal hit point pool. And this also includes the mech abilities like Volti's Thunderstorm, Vortex Nanobot Field, Onyx, Quad Rocket, and Nomad Chain Dash, and the list goes on. You don't always go through all the galvanic hull before your mech gets blown up. So just keep that in mind. You don't always use your entire galvanic hull. Here we have a picture of my Eclipse. 170,400 hit points. Pilot, Rockstar Neve. I think she's a Rockstar. She gives 40% hit points based off of the mech, which is 68,160 hit points. The specific number isn't listed here, just trust my math. And then we have the image of all the mods. Perimeter multi-layer. There's 9 layers of shields. Each shield is 7%, and it shows on this screen that the total of the 9 layers is 150,291 hit points. What it doesn't show is that each layer is 16,699 hit points. At least. Canopy, you can do the math here, it shows 25%. It gives me 59,640 hit points. Hardened hull is 57% of the mech's 170,400, which gives me 97,128 hit points. And finally, last but not least, galvanic hull gives an extra whopping 190,848 hit points. All of this combined gives us a potential, it gives us a possible 676,827 hit points. Remember, we started off with 170,000 and now we're up to 676,000. That's a lot of hit points. That's a lot of hit points. This is the biggest reason why the players in Hangar Showdown that are in the 4 to 6K range that generally don't have any mods or minimal mods, this is why they get crushed. And this is why I don't like seeing them, because their mechs just aren't built to take the same kind of beating that mechs that are 10 to 22K hangars can take. I don't think I'm ever getting off that soapbox until Hangar Showdown gets fixed. I think the format I thought it was a really cool design, tons of potential, but it's too easy to get to League 1, in my opinion. So what does all this mean? I think it means we need to rethink and reconsider Slot A. It also means we probably need to rethink Slot B. Slot C and D are mandatory. You just can't get away from more hit points and more hit points. That's all those 2 slots do, and yes, please, take my money. Now, for Slot B, I think the reason we see a lot of people at lower squad power, like people in like mid-game or so, I think the reason why they prioritize this slot is it's a knee-jerk reaction to early mid-game Helix racks and Javelin racks ruining their day. Javelin racks? Yeah. There might be videos that should suggest getting Canopy, but really, like 3 levels is probably more than enough. I definitely would not call Canopy a priority. And I would stress that people get their slot A, C, and D. You can worry about B later. Again, I think it's worth the cost to only buy legendary mods. You get level 1 for some elite parts. Level 2 and 3, those upgrades happen from the basic mod parts. And those are very plentiful and they're available all over the place. And again, level 3 of a legendary mod is way better than level 6 of the boring elite version, epic version. Now, why is multi-layer perimeter everywhere? This was a response to the sniper meta from 2024, specifically EM rifles and railguns. Orion as a sniper cuts through mods, and the other sniper build is anything with the Tetra rifle, which also cuts through mods. So unless there's a resurgence of EM rifles and railguns, multi-layer perimeter just might be a mistake. In a world where we're confident that we're not going to deal with EM rifles and railguns, I wouldn't jump to the front-facing shields, but I might go for the ring, the single-layer ring. It protects more. But this bears some investigation, and we're going to definitely be looking into it with the next episode of Math and Mechs. Is it still relevant? Nah. Again, I'm not sure. The only way to be sure is a deep dive into the weapons, especially the meta, and that's next episode. I suspect you can get away with not using multi-layer perimeter, but when in doubt, go with multi-layer perimeter. At the very least, you're going to have up to 9 levels of shield. That can take a fair bit of beating. The worst case is it's still a good case. And the multi-layer perimeter seems to be the cheapest. I can't make a chart for the prices because I don't have access to test. Okay, so here we are for the bonus content. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and you're going to get a present straight from me to you. If you point your browser or Tron over to thedailybear.ca/mech-arena, there's a link close to the top for the spreadsheet that I'm going to link here and show you on screen in just a second. It's a Google sheet, so that's Google's free version of Excel. When you click on the link, you'll get a pop-up prompting you to make a copy onto your Google Drive and a warning that there's a script. Please double check that the script shows 3 lines of code that have to do with resetting rows 2, 5, and 8. I think those are the rows. And that's all the script should be doing. It's fairly short and fairly clean. And without further ado, here we go. This does exactly what you think it does. You can select your mech, and they are color-coded for the rarity. I know, what a nice touch. I'm so good to you guys. So that's why you should like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to pick out a legendary pilot. Mod A, perimeter multi-layer. Let's max that one out. And you can see in this block in the bottom, the stats are going up appropriately. Canopies, max level. Canopy has its own section. Mod C for hardened hull. This amount goes into the HP along the top row. If you really want me to separate that out, I can, I will. And right below the C level of 6, you can see the amount that's actually being factored in. It's 97,128. And last but not least, Galvanic, max that out. So we see in this chart the mech with pilot with hardened hull, 335,688 hit points. Shields, 9 layers, 16,699 each for a total of 150,291, with a galvanic hull of 190,848. Thank you much, everyone. Please like, share, subscribe, do all the social media things, comment with the thing that I asked, and send money. Send all the money. Actually, more important than sending money is sending feedback to Plarium suggesting that they induct me into the glorious pantheon of official content creators. I suspect if I got some endorsements from the community, that might go a long way. And then I will definitely be cranking out more content like this. I'm still going to keep the shorts, silly hanger showdown videos, maybe MAQC. And the long form are mostly going to be in this style. Let me know if you really want to see some mindless game footage in the background. I'd rather not, just because I'm going to be showing charts on screen. But this is for you guys, so if you all say, hey Vlahos, we want some mindless game footage in the background, I'll put it in. But that's all I got for today. Thanks for tuning in. Much love, everyone. Don't forget it's a game. Try to have some fun. Opa.